Ron and White, followed by Charles Lamb.
Good evening. Good.
You look good.
Nice to be here.
Well, Enfield is an absolutely outstanding town, and I can tell you I've been here since about October last year. And the police department, everyone in this entire community for 44,000 people, outstanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding. They are one of the finest.
I can tell you that.
Probably in the country.
I can tell you that a couple of good parades a year as well.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. My concern tonight is, unfortunately for me, not only am I a victim of domestic violence, I'm also an advocate. There are a number of things that have basically fallen through the cracks. I'm at a loss as to understand how these things can happen. DCF in Connecticut, time and time again, is guilty of savage abuse inside DCF walls. This abuse lies in the investigators, the hearing officers. They allow it to go on. They are siding with the abuser for whatever reason, and they're not helping the victims. They're hurting them. They're hurting the women and the children. 1 in 3 women is a victim of domestic violence, but also those children. The sad part for me is that these are also women. I have 800 pounds of evidence that I have been working on for years, a cumulative of 3 years. I now have investigators inside of DCF. And time and time again, I can show you page after page after page. They're lies. They have no facts, no evidence, nothing to base these accusations on. You need, someone needs to pull together, and you need to pull in a massive amount of investigators and watch them like a hawk. Now, they write down on these substantiation hearings whatever they think that they can write down based on the facts and lies. However, I can do a discovery motion for the production of the voice recordings that will prove that's not what I said time and time again. I'm drawing my own drafts in the superior court systems. Now I have investigators in the superior court systems that are now investigating certain police officers that apparently are involved in this.
I've been active in domestic abuse and sexual assault for issues for a long portion of my life. When I was an assistant district attorney in New York City, one of the crimes that I was charged with investigating, including interviews of victims of sexual assaults. My wife ran a sexual assault crisis center for 11 years, and we collaborated, she and I, with the domestic side as well, from the standpoint of 2 different agencies. In some places, there's one agency that oversees that. I'm happy to take a look at anything you have on your case, although I'm not going to look at 800 pounds. But if you want to send me a summary, I'm happy to take a look at it. I have done that in the past. I'm not sure that this is the right place to air all of the grievances, but if you want to get me something, someone will give you a card, I promise you I will personally take it.
I'm also involved with the head directors of the Women's Supportive Task Force in New Hampshire, from New Hampshire to Connecticut, and it's a police task force. And I think basically that would be a good suggestion, is that we need to bring some police in. But my other, I'm going to kind of try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because you kind of caught my name from, so no pun intended, but man. Laugh is the best medicine, absolutely. The defense law was changed a few years ago, and a woman who's being attacked by possibly a husband that's trying to kill her because she's trying to get away has to get to the 3rd floor, the 3rd row, furthest away from any exit before she can defend herself without her going to jail and being arrested just like her attacker. That defense law needs to be changed back. It should have never been changed to begin with. Arresting a victim, the same as you arrest the attacker, further victimize and traumatize the victim. I don't know who's responsible for that, but that to me is a disgrace.
Again, I'm happy to take a look at that. I will tell you that the most dangerous position for a police officer to respond to is a domestic dispute. I think over the years, to make sure that we keep people safe, in a house frequently, two people were saying he did that or she did that or vice versa. And we have a police officer or multiple police officers. Protocols have been established on how to decelerate, clear a situation as rapidly as possible, and quite frankly get it to the courts for dispute resolution and prosecution if that's appropriate. So finding the right balance in all of that while we attempt to keep, the number one way lives are lost in a confrontation for police officers or domestic disputes. So I'm going to, without knowing the specifics, and I'm happy to take a look at the specifics, I'm going to say that I want to keep my police officers, your local police officers, our state troopers as safe as possible. We do have a court system who's charged with resolving those disputes. Very frequently, it's very difficult for a police officer responding, not having the full history of the event to understand that. But I'm happy to look at it, really. Okay, thank you.